Morning, boys and girls, I'm back. Okay, let's see what we are going to do today. We are going to do a practical activity today about making a model of a water cycle. For this activity, you will need the following materials: a big plastic bottle, for example, a 2-liter Coke bottle, water, and a brick or anything that can keep your bottle up. Put about a cup of water in a big plastic bottle and put the lid back on. Rest the upper part of the bottle on a brick as shown in the diagram, which you will see now. Leave the bottle in the sun for about 20 minutes. Observe what happens and write down your observations. Let's start with this practical activity. Here's my brick. Here's my glass jar, and then I need to add some water. There we go. You can color your water if you feel like it. I'm going to make mine light blue. And now for my 2-liter bottle. There we go. Now we need to add the water into the 2-liter bottle. Be careful not to spill. Let's take off the lid and then we can carefully add the water into the bottle. Okay, when you are done, you can just put the lid back on. Then you can put the bottle down on the brick at an angle like this. For this to work, we need to move all of this into the sun. There we go. And now we wait. Okay, leave your bottle in the sun so that it can work. We will go back to your bottle later. For now, I want you to look at the following video clip about the water cycle. Then you can see everything nice and practical.
Water cycle. Earth, which is the planet we live on, is known as the blue planet because as much as 3/4 of the planet's surface is water. And water is so very important because without it, there would be no life. Without it, these sweet little otters wouldn't exist. Or these playful bears. Nor this conceited bird. Or even us, the human beings. That is why we must look after it. We should conserve our water well, and most of all, we must maintain our rivers and oceans clean. Did you know water never stands still, but is in always constant movement, even though at times it doesn't seem like it? This water movement is what we call water cycle. Now, let's learn more about it. When the sun warms the water on the Earth's surface, it evaporates, converting itself into water vapor or steam. And it begins its incredible journey, flying into the sky, up towards the atmosphere. This first stage of its journey is known as evaporation. When the water converts in vapor, it rises towards the atmosphere, then cools down, transforming itself into clouds. This second stage of its journey is called condensation. Once the water has condensated and turned into a cloud, it continues its amazing journey by being blown by the wind, traveling from one place to another. Clouds are actually tiny little drops of water suspended in the air. But when the clouds grow, they collect more and more water. These water drops then crash into each other and become bigger drops of water. Then, at some point, they will end up falling to the ground in the form of rain or even snow. This stage of the water cycle is called precipitation. The water which falls to the ground, which precipitates in the form of either rain or snow, may land in rivers or even on the ground, to then seep through to subterranean currents of water. All this water must continue its long journey, covering vast amount of distances until it finally reaches the sea. When it arrives at the big blue sea, it will once again begin the process. Evaporation, condensation, precipitation. That is why it's called the water cycle, because it forms a never-ending circle. Isn't the water just so incredible?
What an amazing video clip. In about 10 minutes time, I would like you to go back to your bottle and then answer the following questions. Okay, your questions. Question 1. Which part of the model is like the sea? Question 2. Which part is like rain falling? Question 3. Which part is like a river flowing back into the sea? Question 4. What do we call the process where the water turns into water vapor, a gas? And then your last question, question 5. Can you see how the water in the bottle is going through a cycle? Write down the cycle below. To complete the water cycle by filling in the missing words in the spaces given. If you cannot copy this picture and paste it into your books, you're welcome to copy the picture by just drawing it yourselves. We've come to the end of our lesson, grade 4s. I hope that you know everything about the water cycle. And to end on a fun note, I would like you to listen to the water cycle song.
Heat turns water into vapor, a gas that rises through the air. And cold makes vapor condense to liquid and fall back down everywhere. Heat turns water into vapor, a gas that rises through the air. And cold makes vapor condense to liquid and fall back down everywhere.
We are water molecules and we're on an epic journey all around. It's called the water cycle, from the sea to the air to the ground.
Evaporation, water turns to vapor. Condensation, vapor turns to drops. Precipitation, drops fall down and they collect all over the ground. Evaporation, water turns to vapor. Condensation, vapor turns to drops. Precipitation, drops fall down and they collect all over the ground.
We can fall as many things like rain or sleet or snow. And we collect almost anywhere, wherever water freezes or flows. You can call it the hydrologic cycle too.
And they even cycle in and out of animals, plants, and you.
Ew.
Heat turns water into vapor, a gas that rises through the air. And cold makes vapor condense to liquid and fall back down everywhere. Evaporation, water turns to vapor. Condensation, vapor turns to drops. Precipitation, drops fall down and they collect all over the ground. Evaporation, water turns to vapor. Condensation, vapor turns to drops. Precipitation, drops fall down, and they collect all over the ground.
I hope you enjoyed this lesson. See you again next time. Bye!